Just 10 years ago, 49 million Americans were being classified as food insecure, and the number continues to rise each year. In 2019, 13.7 million Americans were living in households classified as being food insecure, meaning they lack access to and lack resources to places that provide them with food that they can afford. This prevents their lifestyle being full of activity and being healthy. I'm going to go into detail on how food insecurity affects us locally. Food insecurity is becoming more prevalent in the United States, and many factors contribute to its rise, like employment rates, race and ethnicity, and even income rates. This issue could be experienced by someone that you may know or love, or someone that lives right next to you. Knowing what food insecurity is can help us understand how much of it is present within the United States. My goal today is to inform you all just how large the impact food insecurity has on us locally. With my background in statistical research and analysis from the University of North Texas, I'm able to gather data and interpret it in a way for you all to understand, as well as represent how large food insecurity is within our nation. I'm going to talk about what food insecurity is, how long it's been prevalent, and how it affects us locally. What is food insecurity? The definition of food insecurity is the lack of access to food in a household, which initially affects the way that they can afford food and to live a happily and healthy life. Major causes of food insecurity are race and ethnicity, education, household income, and gender. Some other minor issues that are associated with food insecurity are due to addictions, like cigarettes, alcohol, and even illegal drug usage. This affects individuals from buying food or affording those healthy foods that they can use to give their body the potential for activity and healthiness. In a 2022 research article titled Food Insecurity Among African Americans in the United States, a scoping view, Denard and co-writers found that the majority of these homes that were experiencing food insecurity were related to race and ethnicity, low income rates, low educational rates, and even some addictions. This pie graph in front of me shows all of the demographics that are involved with food insecurity. And the major one here is from race and ethnicity. Knowing what food insecurity is can help increase the awareness of the issue within our country. Now that we've discussed what food insecurity is, let's discuss how long it's been present. Hunger has always existed within the US and other countries. But how long has food insecurity and its issue become a hot topic and something that needs research conducted? Food insecurity became a more popular topic of discussion in the early 2000s, as well as the COVID-19 pandemic, because income rates were decreasing, unemployment rates were increasing, which both of these factors contributed to a rise in food insecurity. This became a huge issue because the populace couldn't afford food that was supporting a healthy lifestyle because they couldn't afford it. In a journal article titled Household Food Insecurity Risk Indices for English Neighborhoods, Measures to Support Local Policy Decisions, Diana M. Smith and co-writers found that the increasing number of research was due to local governmental policies not being able to support a lifestyle and help these programs to help people within certain counties and districts afford food they needed. Knowing how long food insecurity has been present can help us understand the large presence it has in our own country. We have discussed how long food insecurity has been present. Let's discuss how it affects us locally. There are three main causes of food insecurity at the state level, and in turn, these cause food insecurity increases in counties. These are unemployment rates, low income rates, and low homeowner rates. If all three of these things are present within a state, this affects each county within that state and causes an increase in food insecurity, which in turn causes an increase in poverty rates. This creates a negative cycle that affects both of these things continuously. In a journal article published in 2014 titled Map the Meal Gap, Exploring Food Insecurity at the Local Level, Craig Gunderson and co-writers found that 5 states in particular are experiencing large amounts of food insecurity. And these states are Mississippi, Arkansas, Georgia, Alabama, and Arizona. These states experience a 0.24% increase in food insecurity if they have all three of those main causes present. And this bar graph here demonstrates all of these states that I mentioned, these 5 states, and the increases, above average increases in food insecurity. Knowing how it affects us locally, can help us understand its large impact it has in the U.S. We've discussed what food insecurity was, how long it's been present, and how it affects us locally. My goal was to inform you all of the large presence of food insecurity in our own country. With food insecurity becoming a more prevalent issue in the United States and many factors contributing to its presence, it is important to understand where it comes from, how long it's been present, and increase the awareness of the issue. Only 10 years ago, 49 million Americans were being classified as food insecure, and in 2019, 13.7 million Americans are being classified as food insecure. I hope the information that I provided you today can help you understand the topic as a whole and become more aware of the issue.